Well, the weekend has just begun and it's so chaotic. However, that's how I like it. So today's episode is going to be very interesting and very fun for everyone, whatever review I throw. The first one is going to be from New Blood 11. Now, for the record, I did not see this one. This one features many matches, of course. There's the Cosmic Angels assessment. Will Yuna Mizumori join the Cosmic Angels? Well, we all know the answer to that, but I'm going to review it. And of course, there's the Passion Injection match. We have the Future of Stardom defended, and of course, the New Blood Tag Team titles defended as well. And as for ChocoPro, we do have, of course, three interesting matches. However, some interesting turn events has occurred for one of the titles that is being held, and I'll get to that at some point. And of course, we have the Road to Destruction with New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is their last road trip before heading to Destruction on this coming Monday. So we'll see what happens until then. And of course, we have AEW Collision, the tag team titles, the trios titles, and the ROH World title are defended. But also, we're going to see Adam Copeland making his Collision debut to address a very interesting matter involving an old buddy of his that he's known for 40 years. And of course, we cap it up with some news updates. We only have three for some of you. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Jay, right here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we review a lot of pro wrestling shows from various parts of the world, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world where pro wrestling does is not big, but it's growing. We also do some discussion videos, news update alerts, news updates, anything we can throw it at you. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us on the subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews, and of course, you'll be getting some other cool videos that we're going to be throwing here as well. And of course, if you liked this episode, please click like on the like button or leave us a nice comment down below. Now, our first review is from New Blood. This is the Stardom show where they introduce wrestlers who have less than 3 years of experience or under the age of 21. So if you're unfamiliarized with that, this is where they bring in wrestlers from different parts to join. Now, our very first match, we have a three-way match consistent of Kizuna Tanaka from Pro Wrestling Wave, and also she is a second generation wrestler. Her father is Minoru Tanaka, who I often see at the Glee show. So yes, she's a capable wrestler. However, she's facing against two Stardom homegrowns. We're talking about Hanako, who is just a recent rookie in Stardom, and of course we have Hina. Now, you probably can guess that this type of match is going to be interesting because there's one factor in this match. The factor is Kizuna, who is the outsider, basically another person. So you probably will see there will be a bit of a team up between both Hanako and Hina. But of course, at some point there's going to be a bit of the okay, every woman for themselves. That's which of course did happen. But it was Hina who picked up the win with the ghetto clutch, giving her the win when she pinned Hanako, while Kizuna Tanaka was outside of the ring, taken out. Our next match, we have Ruka and Lady C. Now, there's nothing significant of this match, but the last time these two has ever faced each other in singles competition was during when Ruka was the future Stardom champion, but Lady C was unsuccessful to obtain that belt. However, she was successful in defeating Ruka when she applied the freezer bomb. So that kind of put it the end of it. Our next match, we have a bit of a three-way match. We have Waka Tsukiyama, Tekla, and Sexy Dynamite Princess. Of course, there was some moments we saw where, of course, Dynamite actually kissed Tekla, and of course, the secret was out. Everybody knew from the very beginning that Sexy Dynamite Princess was, in fact, Mariah May. And of course, Tekla goes out of her way to say, I knew it was you all along. That sort of thing. So, that's how it is. But Tekla was the one who picked up the win when she applied the Dokugumu Death Drop onto Waka to give her the win. Our next match is an assessment match to whether she enters Cosmic Angels or not. Yuna Mizumori. So let me give you a bit of a background about this whole story about Yuna Mizumori. Those who know Yuna Mizumori, she was a freelancer, but normally she was under out of the tutelage of Emi Sakura at Gatomove. She's always been making appearances there, but of course, she later joined Nana Takahashi New, part of the Neo Stardom Army. But she made a choice that she wanted to leave the group but join Cosmic Angels. Of course, Tam Nakano was taken aback about this. Now, Cosmic Angels had a bad history of recruitment. If you guys remember what happened with Mai Sakurai, that kind of put it in the bad terms. But however, they were willing to give Yuna Mizumori a chance. So basically, she has all the qualities, but the one thing that she lacked was the weight. But however, she has to put a lot of power in herself to take out someone like Tam. We know Tam is very dangerous and very predictable in the ring. Something that Kyrie has often talked about in her interviews towards Tam. So even though Yuna actually took a lot of beating, but however she did take it out, take it like a real champ to deal with the kind of person like Tam until the violet screwdriver was applied. And of course, Tam won the match. And of course, in the end, Tam made the decision to, welcome her as a member. So she did tell her that there will be some hardships and frustrations. She knows that right now, since she's new at this, that there will be losses along the way, that it would be frustrating. Tam has been through that situation herself. She knows what she's talking about. Many wrestlers have gone through that situation. Of course, was Yuna's dream to join the Cosmic Angels, but at the same time, to prove herself her worth. So we'll see what happens down the line in the future. Our next match is a passion injection match. And those who are new to the channel, you probably never heard of this. The passion injection is something that was done by Nana Takahashi, where she faces wrestlers where they don't have passion like she does. So basically, she puts them in a test. The person that her opponent is none other than Mei Sira. Now, Mei Sira at the time was dealing with, of course, being neglected by Saki Kashima, since she already beat her for a title opportunity, but she's been ducking her the entire time. So, but of course, she will get a title match. However, this match had taught her many things. I have to say, Nana Takahashi, she is no joke. However, she was able to withstand every blow she has, but until then, it was of course the Queen Bee bomb by Nana Takahashi to take out Mei Sira. However, Mei Sira revealed in the post match that this match had taught her not to be afraid. So she knows that things could go wrong, but she has to show fearless in her upcoming matches. So we'll see what happens until then with her. Our next match is the Future of Stardom Championship. We have Azumi Inaba versus Rina. Now, this is a very interesting match. Now, those who don't know, Rina's older sister, Hanan, was the champion. However, Azura's older sister, Tomoka, has challenged for this future belt. So it's kind of like deja vu. You got the younger sisters, in fact, facing off each other. Now, Azura, on the other hand, is 15 years old, and I think Rina is about almost the same age as her. So basically, this is where, of course, Rina has to see what kind of person she is. Now, keep in mind, Rina has issues towards wrestlers who are older than her. She likes to call them old hags, or, pardon my language, shitty old hags. That's always been the case. However, it was Rina with the Gory Bomb, or as she calls it, the Pink Devil, that allowed her to retain the title. But this match has shown her that, of course, Azura is like her a lot. So she wants to show the older wrestlers that they are the true future of what pro wrestling is all about. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be team ups with them in, of course, in New Blood. I mean, Rina has teamed up with Ram Kaicho before, so we'll see about that. Now, our main event features the New Blood tag team titles on the line. We have Wingori, consistent of star members Saya Ida and Hanan. Ironically, these two women are former future Stardom champions. We do have their second team is 209 members of Queen's Quest, Miyu Amasaki and Azumi, and of course the champions Starlight Kid and Karma. Now, I don't know how many times Karma and Kid have defended these belts, but they've always shown that they're not afraid to take on any challenges. I mean, you can tell that this match was going to be very exciting. However, there was a moment where you can see that Starlight Kid might have been limping herself in this match. However, it was Hanan with the 17 onto Starlight Kid picking up the win. But I think this is the match where, of course, they put Starlight Kid out of action for quite some time. That's why she wasn't unable to be at the finals of the 5-Star Grand Prix. So this was one day before that. And of course, I did report it. The Starlight Kid did say they should reform the 5-star system. We'll see what happens in the future for that. But however, this is something very special. Hanan and Saya Ida are now the new blood tag team champions. And Saya Ida did something that was very true. If those who remember 2.5 years ago, Saya Ida was the future of Stardom champion. However, she had to relinquish the belt due to an injury, and this led to a tournament that later was won by none other than Mina Shirakawa. That belt, she only had it for one defense, and she lost it to Nagi. So Saya Ida felt that she never would imagine she would win this belt, but however, she is happy that she got to win this belt with her closest friend and tag partner, Hanan. And I think this is another accomplishment for Hanan. Keep in mind, Hanan is has about 10 defenses as a future champion. I wouldn't be surprised if her sister Rina tries to catch up to her, but we'll see what happens until then. Don't know when the new blood will take place, but it has been revealed it will happen soon. We'll stick to that more. Right now, let's move on with, of course, ChocoPro. Okay, ChocoPro 334. So I'm very excited for this one. This took recently on October 5th. So let's get started. And it opened up with Balinaki, of course, doing his thing. Uh, speaking in Japanese and English, giving the lowdown of the entire show. So that's very helpful. Now, our first match, it features Sayaka and Sayaka Obihiro taking on Chiko Kawa and Mei Shiruga. Um, I have to say it was a pretty interesting match, from what I can tell. Uh, we, Reasons behind that, we know that Mei Shiruga is very predictable when it comes in her matches. Chiko Shikawa, she's very unorthodox from what she does, but she has that no quit mentality. And then you see Sayaka, who is all smiling, cheering, but she knows how to throw in a bit of aggression when it comes to ring. Same thing with Sayaka Obihiro, and that's what I like about them. But however, what I did like is, of course, May and she have always teamed up before. They have been rivals. They've been tag team before, but of course, it was the assistant of Chi to Mei Shiruga that picked up the win when she pinned Sayaka Obihiro. So that gives them a pretty good win. Now, our next match, we have a bit of a 6-man tag match. Team number 1, we have Coyote Noyama, Masahiro Takanashi, and Isama Kodaka from Pro Wrestling Bizarre, and a current the Spirit of Gambari Pro World Openweight Champion. We have their opponents. It's Dr. Gore, Chuichiro Katsumura from, of course, uh, Ganbare Pro, and of course the boss of Ganbare Pro, Kanoka. I thought this match was pretty good, very interesting. Interesting enough is that Kairi Oriyama, it was the only female in this match, but it doesn't stop her from there. However, it was um, Kodaka with the diving double knee drop onto Dr. Gore to pick up the win. Now our next match, this was a very interesting one. Balinaki versus Chonchiru. These guys are no strangers with each other, but however, I wouldn't be surprised if this match was a bit of a revenge match to what happened to Shin Suzuki. Those who don't know, Chonchiru and Shin Suzuki are the Asian Dream Tag Team Champions known as Shin Dragon. However, recently in a ChocoPro event, Shin Suzuki got hurt and all of that. But the match was amazing between these two guys. But however, it ended in a time limit draw with 20 minutes. So basically, it was over. Now, for Unjunkin tournament, this was a very difficult one. I thought for a fact that Mei Shruga was going to win it all the way since she made it, but nope, it did not. But however, it was, of course, the boss from Pro Wrestling Bazaar, Kodaka, that picked. No, no, never mind that. It wasn't him. It was, of course, Katsumura from Gambari Pro. I think this is his first time winning, but it's pretty interesting to see that. Now, regarding of what happened to Shin Suzuki, now those who know in Japanese culture, if you cannot defend the championship belt within the next 6 months, then you have no other choice but to vacate those belts. Shonshido, along with Masahiro Takanashi, has announced that they have no other choice but to relinquish the belts due to an injury. Balinaki couldn't translate it because he was out of breath of a 20-minute match. But of course, Masahiro Takanashi made an executive decision for the upcoming Got to Move show down on the 16th of this month in October. He did stated that the tag team titles will be defended in the upcoming Got to Move show. It's going to be the Best Bros, who already have an opportunity. The last time when they pinned Shin Dragon for the titles, they will be facing against Coyote Yonoyama and what's his name? Hagane Shino. So those two will meet up. So I can't wait to see that match. I won't be able to see that event until later on. It's been known for Got to Move shows to show up at a later date. So I think that's pretty much it right now with ChocoPro. Let's move on with New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to Destruction. Okay, New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to Destruction. Um, I'm not sure if this is the last one before we head to the actual show on the 9th of October. Our opening match is the Young Lions taking the stage. We have Bolton Oleg taking on Yuto Nakashima. Now, of course, the Young Lions, we normally see this is a very interesting match. I was a bit biased because, um, I didn't know how this was going to go, but it was Bolton Oleg who walked out as the winner when he pinned Yuto Nakashima. Our next match, excuse me, we have United Empire, Kalman Newman, Grado Khan, and Hinare taking on Oscar Lobe and the members of Chaos, consistent of Toru Yano and Yoshihashi. Now, keep in mind, Goto is out of action for a while due to some ribs. But however, the match, of course, this was going to be interesting. Now, some factors of this match, of course, with the United Empire, keep in mind, Hinare has one thing in mind, is to take the New Japan Strong Openweight title from Kingston, but Grado Khan is trying to build back his momentum after having several losses, but he knocked out Lobe to pick up the win. So that's how it ends right there. Our next match is a best of 7 series. This is match 6 between Shota Umino and his teammates Wado and Nagata, taking on Strong Style, Narita, Suzuki, and Desperado. I have to say this is a pretty good match. Um, I mean, as you know, the rivalry between Narita and Umino has escalated even further and further to prove who is the best in all this. I mean, these guys were part of the same class. And of course, the rivalry between Suzuki and Nagata has always taken a toll. And Despy and Wado, they go way back since Wado was the one who defeated him in a match. So that's various variables in this particular match that sets upon. But however, it was Minoru Suzuki with the Gotch style pile driver onto Yuji Nagata to pick up the win. So that gives possibly maybe 2 wins to Strong Style. So yeah. Now, originally we were supposed to see Tangaloa and LP take on the members of the War Dogs, but this was a trap. It later became a bit of a, how to say, 5-on-5 match. God consisting of Hikuleo, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, and LP. They actually teamed up with Kushida to take on the Bullet Club War Dogs. Now keep in mind, Kid and Coughlin, they will face against Hikuleo and LP for the strong openweight tag team titles. And as for Finley, he'll defend the never openweight title. However, this match ended when, of course, a gun stun by Tamatanga onto Geto to pick up the win. However, the rivalry between both Tangaloa and Finley has taken a very interesting turn of events. They probably will not wait until destruction. But however, they got the upper hands to show them that they're not going to lose to people like them. That this is his ring. He makes the decisions. However, our next match, once again, the rivalry between the House of Torture and Just Five Guys continues on. Now, keep in mind, we're still waiting to find out who is, of course, the mystery member who will join them. Now, Evil is not too concerned over the new members because he has proven time and time again. He claimed that they're stronger. No, they're not strong. They cheat their way through to ensure, and of course, Evil tells everybody that he's the champion, the real champion. While the reality, Sonata is the real champ. But of course, when it comes to the House of Torture, these dickwads decided to interfere. The one person who interfered is none other than Dick Togo, and of course, it was Kanemaru who picked up the win by pinning Doiki. Now, keep in mind, Evil believes that he will walk out. He doesn't think that Sonata will walk out or Just Five Guys. They don't think that there should be concern over who is the fifth new member of the group. But I have to say, if whoever this new member is, if he shocks the universe, I would say Evil should be worried, knowing that things will not go his way. But of course, Taichi has unfinished business with that Weasel show. So we'll see what happens on October 9th. Our next match, we have a bit of an elimination match between Taguchi, Tanahashi, and the members of Chaos, Yo, Ishii, and Okada taking on the members of LIJ. We have Bushi, Yoritsuji, Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito. As you know, Leo Rush was unable to do that. He's amongst the few wrestlers who have fallen ill that prevented him to participate in the event, but we will see him soon enough. However, in this particular match, I can tell you that it was Yo with the direct drive onto Hiromu to pick up the win. Now, because of this, maybe there's a possibility for Yo for another opportunity for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. So basically, if Leo Rush is unsuccessful to get that belt, I say Yo is the person who should get it. I mean, Yo hasn't won a single championship match on his own yet, but we will see if that ever happens. So that's how it ends. I think that's pretty much it right now with New Japan. Let's move on to our final review, AEW Collision. Okay, AEW Collision. It opened up with a championship match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. We have Big Bill and Ricky Starks taking on FTR. Now, you ask yourselves, how did this happen? Well, Ricky Starks did pin one half of the tag champions that give them a golden ticket for this match. However, they immediately attack right away. Keep in mind the ribs of Wheeler has been taped up and he was chokeslammed by Big Bill through the commentary table, taking the advantage to ensure that this match will fall in their favor. But of course, it Big Bill choke slammed uh, Dax Harwood on multiple occasions, and of course, speared by Ricky Starks to pick up the win, becoming brand new AEW World Tag Team Champions. However, during an interview, they feel that now they are the top dogs of Collision, and they don't think that, of course, at the moment, they believe that there will be no rematch clause with FTR. I'm sure they will get a rematch some point, but we'll just wait and see. Now, our next match, we have Bryan Danielson versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, some of you may say in this variable that Kyle Fletcher is not a singles competitor. I mean, he has proven some time that he could, but it's not one of his strong suits. I mean, he is a capable wrestler as a singles guy, but I have to say Bryan Danielson has the much better advantage since we've seen him time and time again what he does in the ring. However, he got away with it with winning this match when he applied the Saber's clutch, the move that Zack Sabre Jr. has done. Now, keep in mind, Zack Sabre Jr. thinks that this match at Wrestle Dream was a load of horse crap due to the fact that he did not submit him, that he used the knee. But we'll see soon enough. However, during the post-match, members of the Gates of Agony, with barking orders from Swerve Strickland, attacked Bryan Danielson. Now, keep in mind, there is a #1 contendership at Tuesday Dynamite featuring Swerve and Bryan Danielson. They're trying to ensure that he does not make it all the way there to feeling that the spotlight should be directed at him. But luckily, the BCC showed up to give an ass whooping to the Gates of Agony. Now, our next match, we have the members of Bullet Club Gold, the Ass Boys, and Juice Robinson taking on Gravity, Angelico, and Metallic. Of course, this match was chaotic in every way possible. But, however, of course, there was going to be some interesting factors with the teamwork with Bullet Club Gold. It was, of course, Juice Robinson went with a DDT onto Metallic win. However, during the post-match, Jay White has issued a statement saying that, of course, that he is exactly what AEW needs, that he is the real champion, that he is all elite, that he's an elite champion himself, and all that. That he doesn't believe that MJF is the rightful guy. I mean, something similar that we've seen in New Japan when it comes to Evil, but however, he doesn't want to. He claims that this title is officially his, but sooner or later, MJF will get his title back. Now, we have an interesting video package from Nick Wayne. He explains his actions, what he did. It seems that Nick Wayne hasn't forgotten when Darby Allin left, so he felt that Darby left his little brother behind and all this. So he felt that he deserved a real father figure, which of course was Christian Cage. So basically, that's why he did it. Now, our next match is the Iron Savage and Jack Jamison taking on the Acclaim and Daddy Ass for the AEW World Trios titles. Of course, there was going to be some funny moments on this match, but however, in the end of this, we saw the mic drop by Max Caster onto Jack Jamison that allowed them to win. Our next match, we have Toni Storm taking on Kiera Hogan. Now this timeless Toni Storm has reappeared. It's showing exactly what Toni Storm wants to do. Basically, show the world that she is timeless, which she did when she applied Storm Zero, and of course, a bit of delusion. Now, our next interview by Renee Paquette. She interviews Ruby Soho. Now, Ruby Soho is not happy with the result of losing to Hikaru Shida for a chance for her to face her girl in Tuesday Dynamite. However, she did say she was going to be in ringside for Saraya, but unfortunately, Renee, who became the messenger, informed her she is banned from ringside. But of course, Ruby does not like that, but she will show her support no matter what. Now, our next match, our main event, is the Ring of Honor World Championship Commander versus Eddie Kingston. So JR, who was there in the main event, he said that he has his money on Kingston because the guy is a fighter. However, you have a guy like Commander who can flip around everywhere in the ring to put yourself in a bit of confusion. But however, it was a back fist by Eddie Kingston to pick up the win. However, we don't know who will be the next challenger. Of course, there was guys like um, who like Jay White, Ethan Page, and various others who would love nothing more to challenge for the ROH title. So we'll see what happens when that day happens. Now, Adam Copeland, since making his appearance in AEW, he explains the situation that goes on. He first talked about good old JR, saying that he's indebted to him since he helped him sign the contract and paid his college debts, which of course he owed a lot to him. But however, the one thing he wanted to address is Christian Cage. He said that, of course, before arriving to AEW, that they made plans to unite and do another tag team run together. However, for a while now, he's been dodging him, not answering his phone call, so he never knew why. So he wanted answers. However, Christian Cage, who feels like he's an entitled brat, saying that he's not going to come out because he says so. It's going to be on his own terms. But of course, he says send Luchasaurus to try to take him out. Even Nick Wayne gets involved. But however, he got Adam Copeland got chokeslammed. They tried to take him out. However, Darby Allin shows up. But unfortunately, Nick Wayne took out Darby Allin by doing concerto on his arm to break him. However, they believe that Adam Copeland will not make it through to Luchasaurus on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens until then. So I think that's pretty much it for Collision. I believe it's time for our last and final thing, news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news update. So we only have 3 updates for everyone. Now, as you know, recently Yulisa Leon, who was on NXT, teamed up with Valentina Feroz. It was one of the much recent releases back on September 21st. The real question does go, where does she go from here? Well, of course, she was going to go back to her home country in Mexico. It was later revealed by Lucha Libre Wrestling Mexican promotion Chaos Lucha Libre that she'll be making her debut. She'll be called by Julissa instead of with the Y. It's Julissa. So basically, she'll be making her appearances there. I don't know what the extent to that, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it. But hopefully, there's some clips of it. Pro Wrestling Noah has announced that Seiku Yoshioka will be taking a leave of absence from Noah to prepare for a new challenge. However, he is scheduled for some events coming up before his little hiatus. He will be on the 20th at Korakuen Hall for the Star Navigation, the 26th in Hiroshima, then the 27th in Kumamoto, and then finally Fukuoka, the demolition stage. Now, I don't know what the new challenge is. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him where he, in fact, switches weight class, going from junior to heavyweight, which is not uncommon, but it's been done before. You look at Will Ospreay, he was a junior heavyweight, now he's a heavyweight. But yeah, Sami Callihan, as you know, he is no longer with the promotion. You ask yourselves why he made the choice to leave Impact, so this is what he had to say. It's one of those things we could not come into an agreement on what I needed to be paid to stay because I believe I offer more than what was really happening. So basically, whatever he was trying to offer didn't pan out or trying to be in agreement with the company. But who knows? But there's people that are saying that he should go to AEW to reform the Switchblades with John Moxley, but we'll see what happens. We'll see where Sami goes from here. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I don't, I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to wing it for everybody. We do know we have Fight Club for GCW and all this. I'm not sure if I'm still debating whether to review WWE Fastlane or not, but we will see what happens. But like I said, I'm gonna wing it for the Sunday episode, but we'll just go from there. So I think that's pretty much it for what we have. I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day.